Let's do this. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Dan Mack. I'm a first year medical student and I make these videos to give you advice to help you too to get into med school. So today I'm going to talk about how to write a personal statement, as quite a few of you have asked me recently on Instagram with help with this. If you don't follow my Instagram, go check it out, Dan Mack Medic. I try posting it regularly as possible and I thought it would be a great way for us to interact at a more personal level. You can ask me questions on there and I'll give you content in between these videos. So, like with all my videos, I've left timestamps in the description below, so go check them out if there's anything you want to see in particular. If not, let's get started. So my first tip for you all is to check the universities you want to go to, as they'll often say what they're looking for in a candidate and the things they want to see in a personal statement, which is great because it will allow you to get a rough idea of what you should be including in your statement. I would also recommend starting early. Make sure you start as early as possible because it takes a long time to get a final draft, and the more time you give yourself, the less rush you'll be and the better your personal statement will be in the end. So how to start writing your personal statement? Well, now that you've looked at all the universities you want to go to and found the skills that they're looking for in their medical students, I'd recommend making a list of all these skills and another column having all the work experience you've done that shows how you've gained and developed these skills. If you don't like making lists, then make a mind map, whatever works for you, but again, just have all the skills they're looking for and try to relate your work experience to this. I would then write a paragraph on each skill and the work experience you've done and just get this down so you know what you want to include and you know what you can talk about. Don't worry about the introduction, as I often find this is the hardest part with any piece of writing that I do, and you can always come back to this and edit it. So for now, just get down all the things you want to include and you can always work on it later. So a key thing to show in your personal statement is that you have a realistic understanding of what a career in medicine involves. You can do this by really reflecting and reviewing on your work experience. If you watched my last video, then by now you should have a log or a journal of all the work experience you've done and a day-by-day review of how you thought, what you've learned and what you've gained from this. This is really helpful in writing your personal statement now, so if you haven't done this yet, go check out my last video. It'll give you great tips on how to reflect on your work experience. You also want to show that you're driven and passionate about medicine and that you came to a conscientious decision when choosing medicine, and it wasn't just you woke up one day and you thought, yeah, why not, I'll be a doctor. So for me it's really important in my personal statement to show that I came to an informed decision about wanting to study medicine. I talked about how my work experience before my first degree sparked my interest in medicine, and then my degree itself helped me gain knowledge that underpinned the principles of medicine, and how the work experience I did throughout my degree further drove my passion to wanting to study medicine. So when I finally came to doing it, I knew exactly this is what I wanted to do, and this is what I showed in my personal statement. So my seventh tip is to make sure you know what's in your personal statement, as they could go through this in interviews. I remember one of my friends had an interview where they went through his personal statement and saw that he said he read the New Scientist magazine every week. So they asked him what was on this week's cover, what was on last week's cover, what was on the cover a month ago, and he just didn't know. So my tip then for you is, if you say you've read something, read it. If you say you've done something, make sure you know all about it, as they could ask you more about it in the interview. So it's really important that you make sure your personal statement reads well. You can do this in many ways. So for example, what I did is I told a story about how I came to an informed decision about wanting to study medicine and showed in chronological order everything I did that led me to this point. It's really important that you make sure it flows well, as medical schools get thousands of applications, and if yours flows well, it'll help it stand out a bit more. You can do this by showing your personal statement to as many people that will read it, as they'll all have a different perspective and add something new. However, it's your personal statement at the end of the day, so make sure you decide what kind of changes you want to make and what you want to get across in your personal statement. So my last tip is to make sure your personal statement stands out by making it personal. Talk about you and the things you like to do, the hobbies you enjoy, as this will show that you're an all-rounder. So what I did is, in my personal statement, I spoke about all the sports I enjoyed doing at university and how these sports actually allow me to develop transferable skills that I could utilise as a doctor. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and comment, subscribe if you're new here. Until next time, see you later.